or already subscribed and I answer your question, just drop a like, hit that video, hit that subscribe. Appreciate all the help. Every little bit helps. Let's get right into it. Also, shout out to Luke Ormeron for upgrading his membership. All right, first question on deck. We got Glazed Tenders asking Roschon Johnson or Tyjae Spears PPR. Sorry if I already asked this earlier in the week. No worries. That's a good question. Coach speak saying Roschon expected to get more work this week. He's used more as the pass catcher guy in this offense. Tyjae already getting this kind of work. So the thing with Roschon is he kind of got the work. Herbert's talked about as like the goal line guy. Swift is still going to get touches. He's not going like getting completely phased out. It is a nice matchup against the Rams' hapless defense. The worry is about touches and the consolidation of things. We saw Tyjae Spears. There was coach speak talking about babying him. They ended up giving him plenty of workload because they fell behind early, and Pollard ended up getting a little bit less work as Tyjae. So it seems like they are kind of game script dependent. Tyjae probably gets more work in the pass game, catching up. And with this week, them going against Snoop Huntley at quarterback at Miami, I would expect the game script to be much more manageable. So I lean Roschon Johnson for the ceiling. I lean Tyjae for the floor. Willing to roll the dice on Roschon in this matchup. The Rams were able to keep it competitive against San Francisco and ultimately win that game. The Bears have a good defense, but it's not, their offense is going to make mistakes with Shane Waldron. So yeah, I'd say a Roschon for your ceiling. If it's looking like a matchup, you're kind of a dog in, and Tyjae for that floor. I don't know how much work he's going to get if they get ahead early. That said, he, can take some of the heat off of Pollard late in the game. Rory, what's going on, Bubba? Sharbs or Akers? So Kenneth Walker's back this week. He's likely to see mostly the same workload as week one. Jeff Mueller with the fantasy docs notes. Running backs historically see a slight dip in workload coming back from the first week of their injury. So could be more of a split timeshare. Sharp's getting a little bit more of the pass down work. That said, not a great matchup for running backs. Akers, it is a better matchup. We did see he concede a lot of work to Dare Ogunbowale in the pass game in a script where they fall behind, but we don't expect that with the Jaguars. So I'd say Akers, neither feels great. Sharp's matchup seems harder, so at least the matchup for Akers is easy. And in a pass funnel where they can get ahead early, should see some more rushing work to him, especially for the red zone stuff. So I think Akers is the right move. With Walker going to at least take probably 50 to 60% of the workload against a pretty tough, running matchup. Grant, welcome to the chat. How's it going? Question from Twitter. We got half PPR, Michael Wilson, Rome Odunze, Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings becomes a much harder trust with Debo likely to play and Kittle back. So I definitely say for me, it's between Michael Wilson and Rome Odunze. Keenan Allen coming back hurts a little bit of the projected volume that Rome could see. That said, Rome's been on a tear recently. He sees a lot better matchups versus zone. The matchup they're going against today is very zone heavy. That said, going to be interesting to see how Shane Waldron in this offense operates. Michael Wilson versus that Washington secondary is extremely, extremely tasty for ceiling. I'd say Eileen Rome, Michael Wilson's ceiling could be potentially really high. We saw both Jamar Chase and Andre Yoshivas get there with yardage, catches, and touchdowns. So Michael Wilson definitely more live than not. But Rome Odunze's air yards have been insane. Keenan Allen with the heel could be less effective than normal. And so I'm willing to roll the dice on the Rome ceiling. What's up, Lewis, aka Fantasy Pancake, asking Akers, Addison, Dortch, or Sutton in the flex. Yeah, good to see everybody else. Also, good morning. Welcome. Hit that like, hit that subscribe if you're not already. And then also feel free to become a member to join the channel. We do start sick question answering all week long. Been kind of a crazy one. Let's get some music. All right. So this one's tough without knowing PPR or PPR. And Addison, first week off the ankle, he looked better than I would have thought with usage his previous first week off the ankle injury, but now he's got both ankles sprained. Said he was looking good in practice. That said, hard to kind of trust him there. It's probably between Sutton and Akers. The Sutton thing is tough because you just don't know how effective Bo Nix and this offense are going to be. He finally gets here last week. Check the projections. Also, that matchup's tough. Akers for 4. If Addison was fully healthy, I'd say Addison for ceiling. I think Akers is the safe play. George probably going to get a little bit more work, a week removed from the hamstring injury, as well as no McBride this week, so the slot usage stuff could be nicer. Good morning, Thad. What's up? Kazi, Texas. Am I starting Fields over Hurts today? No. This is Arthur Smith. As far as volume, Vegas totals are all concerned. I understand A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are out. That said, they've got Dallas Goedert, who got absolutely fed last week. They've got Saquon Barkley being used as a pass catcher more. The defense for Tampa Bay is beat to hell. I know it looks really bad, but Hurts is rushing more and better than Fields, and Arthur Smith is willing to just completely go super run heavy. The Indianapolis defense is really poor against everything, but especially the run. So Fields may not have to pass the ball more than 15 times. I'm taking the better offense. I understand the temptation, but until we see any pass volume tick up or the rushing efficiency for Fields, who's been below career right now, you still got to go Hurts, especially because Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could absolutely get back on track in the offense with Godwin and Evans against that secondary and push them. I don't think Indianapolis is going to be pushing Pittsburgh very hard unless they just go, crazy. They're missing their starting center today against a really good defense. Good to see you as well. All right, Rory asking Olave or Mike Evans. Again, assuming half PPR, if you don't tell me. Olave active, late week injury, usually not good. So a little surprised he's playing, to be very honest. But the fantasy docs note he carries a 20 to 30% re-injury risk. Taysom's back. This offense could just flow through Shaheed, Taysom, and Kamara, utilizing Olave. So Olave is tempting, but I'd say a fully healthy Mike Evans in a week. Where Lewis is saying PPR for his. So in the PPR, it's Akers. I see an argument for Addison, but now without Jair Alexander, I expect a heavy game from Jefferson. But Addison's matchup also gets easier. I'd lean Akers, but I understand Addison if you want to trust the full health thing. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, it's like the explosive play ceiling of Addison's kind of capped with a little bit of a ding with the ankle sprains coming off. But Edwin Porass notes it's more of like a 10% dip. So I think Akers is safe. Addison is the ceiling. I'll stick with that. Back to Olave, Mike Evans. I'm saying Mike Evans. Here's the reason. They're going to get pushed. The defense is really rough. He got coach speak early in the week from Todd Bowles saying, we got to get him working. We got to get him going. And now McMillan's out. So this already pretty concentrated offense with both dinged up Rachaad White and Bucky Irving. Mike Evans is coming into the game much healthier, and his explosive upside is really high. And I'd be kicking myself if I played a guy with a 20 to 30% re-injury risk with the hamstring, and he's just kind of used as like a decoy or gets re-injured. If my other option is a top flight receiver that can go nuclear with 3 touchdowns. Tariq, good morning. How's it going, bud? JSN, McLaurin, Zamir, Roschon, or Bucky in non-PPR. Yes, vomit-inducing indeed. JSN's coming into a pass funnel matchup, but he's very volatile, obviously. Very matchup dependent, but if there's going to be a matchup, it's probably going to be this one. That said, same thing was said for him last week, and it ended up being just a Metcalf day. I don't think you can... I'm not touching Zamir. Zamir's not getting red zone work, and now the offense is getting worse with Devontae Adams being out and their defense losing pieces. So this is likely to be a very ugly low-level shootout. So Zamir gets edged out. I'm not starting Roschon unless I absolutely have to. He's especially more of a PPR play. Same thing with Bucky. As long as Rachaad White is active. They talked about more zone running, shifting coming into this week. That might benefit Rachaad White a little bit better from a rushing efficiency standpoint. So I'm not starting the timeshare running backs until we get better, clearer usage on with red zone upside usage. So I lean McLaurin in a game where they should get pushed. Their offense is finally starting to get on track. He was a real close play away from 2 touchdowns last week. I think it's hard to put that genie back in the bottle, especially now that Eckler, their main easy pass funnel guy, is missing this week. So I expect a little bit more usage for McLaurin, for Noah Brown, the more wide receiver pieces. So this could easily be a game where they continue it's JSN or McLaurin for me. It's hard to trust JSN and managed until one of Metcalf or Lockett is missing. That said, the Detroit homers that I live nearby expect a lot of quick passing game against this Detroit secondary to kind of take advantage of some of their weaknesses. So there's your little boots on the ground Detroit nugget. Thad saying Fields over Hurts. Am I in the Twilight Zone? I mean, you're on an island there, pretty sure. Yeah, looking at expert consensus, looking at the over-under Vegas, the pass yardage has like a 30-yard discrepancy to date, both total and per game averages and projections. Hurts is destroying Fields. Like it's not even close. From a expert ranking I trust, Thorman has Hurts at number 7, Fields at number 10. So a little bit closer for Thorman, but still not overthinking it. Parker on Twitter, appreciate you chiming in. If you want to give that tweet and the video a like, appreciate you as I answer your question. DJ Moore, Chuba Hubbard, Tyreek, Garrett Wilson, or Ramondre in the flex. I'm going to assume half PPR. If you don't specify, Moore's got his lowest ADOT of his career so far coming into this game. It is a nice matchup, but Keenan Allen is active. I'm going Chuba for the rushing and the receiving upside. Adam Thielen being out. Canales talking about utilizing the rush game, it working very well. Him being kind of utilized as like a Rachaad White-esque full workhorse. Has taken more of the receiving and the rushing work, and the Cincinnati defensive line is coming in super banged up. So they should be able to control this both through the air and the ground. If Deontay misses any time, they might become even more run heavy with that groin re-injury risk. Hard to trust Tyreek with anyone that's not to Garrett Wilson against the defensive matchup. If it's PPR, I understand going after Garrett Wilson. But I think Chuba has one of the safest floors and ceilings as a flex play. Everybody else, a lot more volatility expected. Terrell T, welcome. What up? Akers or Higgins, half PPR. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. So that's very, very valid. checking their projections. I want to give my vibes-based take. Yeah, expert consensus, they're fairly close. First week back, T, obviously. It's you want to say T, but Andrei Iosivas isn't going away. So now he's competing with targets versus Ja'Marr Chase and Iosivas and Gesicki. The tight ends are being utilized a lot. Eileen Akers, expert consensus agrees with me. So I think Higgins has the higher ceiling against his Carolina matchup in a shootout because he does have 2 touchdown upside. But I think Higgins median is the move. You're welcome, Lewis. Appreciate you. Good luck today in your matchups, everybody. Anthony Escudero. Waddle or Patterson half PPR? I'm desperate. It's Waddle then. I understand this desperation. I'm in a couple leagues where I'm looking at something similarly gross. I totally understand it. All right, Danny Lawrence saying PPR, Waddle, Kmet, Christian Watson, or Sutton. Worried about Waddle. I understand the worry. It's Waddle or Kmet for me. Kmet may take a hit with Keenan Allen coming back. He is getting a lot more first read target share and overall target share. Let's check expert consensus. I'm tempted to not suggest a tight end because of, the landscape of tight end, obviously. Tennessee defense is good, but it is Snoop Huntley, so it might be better than the Vegas total's rough. Expert consensus leans Waddle. I'm checking the experts I care and trust. So it's Waddle over Kmet for them. We are a vibes-based show at our core, though, so I will do my due diligence analyzing the vibes. Let's go Sutton, Danny. Let's go Sutton. All right, Lucas Latch, welcome. Hit that like, hit that sub if I answered your question and you're satisfied with your service. Asking pick 3, Ramondre, Kenneth Walker, Dobbins, Akers with Mixon out. Yes, I'm fully aware that Mixon is out. I was expected. Pick 3. So, it's Dobbins locked in. Ramondre locked in. And then give between Kenneth Walker and Akers. Akers and Kenneth Walker are both going to split time. Akers has the much better matchup. I think your median safe is Ramondre, Dobbins, Akers. If you're looking for like a ceiling home run play that Walker possesses that Akers does not, then it's Walker. But my recommendation is Ramondre, Dobbins, and Akers. Assuming half PPR. Anthony with another question. Keenan Allen or Mooney full PPR? It's week 4, and I want to confidently say Mooney. Mooney's target share, Mooney's air yards, and his matchup all are pointing upwards. It's hard to trust Keenan Allen off of a heel injury he's missed a couple of weeks for. So I say Mooney. Let me check expert consensus. The experts I care about. Check myself. I'm all about checking myself before I wreck myself. May recommend Keenan over Mooney. I totally understand it. It's defensible, so this is a tough one. They recommend Keenan. I recommend Mooney. Just it's hard to know how this offense is going to match up. That said, he is kind of like he earned 10 targets in his comeback. I don't think Mooney's going to get 10 targets. That said, Mooney's going to get more air yards. So looks like it's Keenan Allen. My vibes say Mooney. He's not coming off an injury. And Rome is I think Rome is in the middle of a breakout. Rory asking Olave or Kenneth Walker PPR. I think you have to go Olave, unfortunately, for PPR. Yeah, I know. This is where you're at. You'd like him to just be inactive and not have to worry about it, but Kenneth Walker not getting a lot of pass work against a strong rush defense and a pass funnel. He's going to be splitting the work at least 30, 40, potentially 50% of it. You have to go Olave and just trust that he's 80%. Geek Mill, what's up? If I answer your question, please hit the like, please hit the sub. Helps the channel as I answer your questions right up until lock. Needs a QB2, AR, Caleb Williams, or Andy Dalton. Oof. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna tell you Caleb Williams. He's got his third wide receiver back returning in Keenan Allen. They've started to kind of figure it out. He has a rushing floor that Andy Dalton does not. The matchup's very nice. Andy Dalton, I have on a lot of tournament plays, but that said, this could be a very run-heavy game plan where Andy Dalton's just kind of game managing it away and comes only away with like a 16, 17 fantasy points. This is the matchup you start Caleb. And AR without his center against really strong defense. AR for ceiling, Caleb Williams for the best floor ceiling, and Andy Dalton's your floor play. So I'm going to recommend Caleb Williams there. Russell Kaiser, what it do? Welcome to the chat. Hit that like, hit that sub. Every little bit helps our channel on our road to 4K. Deontay Johnson or Jaden Reed or B-Rob? Flex need one. Okay, well, without knowing scoring settings, I'm assuming half PPR. With that said, Jaden Reed with Jordan Love has one of the best fantasy ceilings out there. B-Rob's going to get a little bit more work with Eckler out. That said, they told us Jerry McNichols coming into that game kind of filling in for Eckler on some of the passing down stuff and confirmed he's going to get a little bit more work. So B-Rob's not getting like all of the work. But this is a good problem to have. Deontay, if he was full healthy, would be much more enticing with his matchup and with how much he sees work with. That said, groin injury, he's at risk of re-injury. It's, you know, there's a floor, but there is potential for, you know, a groin strain and fucking you. Jaden Reed was removed off of the injury report against the Flores defense. So to me, it's between Jaden Reed or B-Rob for flex. B-Rob, his ceiling is capped with Jaden Daniels taking some of that rush work and the red zone rush work. So I'm going to recommend Jaden Reed for absolute ceiling because we play for ceilings and ceilings win games and they win championships. He's got rushing and receiving upside and he's just their best receiver. And now with Love, he should get back to absolutely killing. If you're worried at all about the MCL and his being active, I totally understand. And at that point, I would say check myself against expert consensus rank. And they've got Deontay Johnson listed at a number 11 play versus Jaden Reed at 20. Obviously because like Deontay's median projection projects better. So Deontay for expert consensus, Jaden Reed, I think for absolute ceiling. Hope that helps. Sorry, try to give you a lot of nuance. If you just want an answer, I can give you that. Also, cheers to you, Tariq. Mr. Popinski, what up? Gino, Love, or Fields? Braylon or Akers? It's Akers for sure. Braylon's in a timeshare. He's been very good off of that. But until Brees goes down, we're going to take the guy likely to see more of the workload in a plus matchup. Gino has been doing really well in a really good passing offense against a great matchup. So this is Gino or Love. Love coming off, you know, gut says Gino. Expert consensus. Yeah, they have Gino as a 11th ranked play versus 14th ranked. So the vibes and the experts handshake me. So Gino and Akers, Mr. Popinski. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Asking that? Yeah. Well, it's week 4. The Twilight Zone, we're through it. What's up, Who Hames? How you doing, bud? Oh, a little flexing about the leagues. Okay. Sutton in bring back mode feels fine. That is fair. That said, this pass offense is questionable at best, and Sutton's a questionable talent at best. But yeah, here's the thing: Denver's defense has been good, and the Rodgers-led offense has been middling. So I won't be surprised if there's just like a mud slugfest. You know. Appreciate you, Danny, for asking the question. L Money Productions, welcome. Hit the like, hit the sub. Appreciate you asking a question. As I answer your question, half PPR flex. We got Dobbins, Hubbard, or Reed. Damn good problem to have. Dobbins getting a lot more of the work, so has a safer floor. I feel like Dobbins is a worse play than Hubbard, who has a plus matchup even before we rank the defensive line coming in with like 3 injuries on the starting line and then 1 guy coming in hobbled, being pushed by that offense. The Cincinnati offense probably going to put up more points than the Kansas City one right now with how they're playing. Than Jaden Reed. So this, to me, this is between Hubbard and Reed. We'll check expert consensus. I lean Hubbard. You said half PPR, right? Yes, you did. Yeah, expert consensus agrees with me. Chuba Hubbard in a landslide. I'm checking. Thorman agrees with me. So yeah, we're gonna go Hubbard over Reed. He's got like 85% of the rush and receiving share load to the running backs. Thielen out, could have more dump offs, and then he's got the red zone roll. Steven Grise says bench to drop includes D-Rob, Chase, or defense. Okay, you're at. Oh, hold on. Okay, so this is the first question. Need help with second flex spot, full PPR, Carson Steele or Ladd McConkey? Or consider from the waiver wire like Quentin Johnston, Trey Tucker, or anyone else, and this is who you list to be able to drop. In managed, I'm not carrying 2 defenses, so I would always drop a second defense to carry another upside handcuff or receiver. So that's just general advice there. Never carry 2 kickers, never carry 2 defenses in standard home leagues. Not dropping D-Rob as long as Puka and Kupp are out. So as far as your flex spot, full PPR, it's Ladd McConkey until further notice. Kareem Hunt's going to be active. Carson Steele is a touchdown or bust play at this point, pretty much. I'll check expert consensus. I'd say Johnson's a decent add off the waiver wire, and I would definitely recommend you do that to drop one of the defenses because his role is strong and it's not going away anytime soon. But yeah, expert ranking agrees with me on Ladd McConkey. Pat Thorman has him as the 68th versus Steele as the 86th. So I'd say start Ladd in full PPR. He's earning like 30% of the targets. And this is probably like a dink and dunk affair being pushed by Kansas City, and then drop one of your defenses to pick up a Quentin Johnston over Trey Tucker this week. And folks, hit that like, support the channel. We're giving you the goods. Help us out. Every like, every sub helps on this onslaught of an uphill battle for 4K and mattering on YouTube. L Money Productions with another question. Half PPR flex. Dobbins, Hubbard, Reed. Okay, so I answered it's Hubbard, and then Superflex, Darnold or Fields. It's Darnold. Next question. Huhaim, Superflex QB, Dalton, Purdy, Baker, pick one. Ooh. I'm not going to be surprised if expert projections say Purdy. I'm tempted to say Baker. Your third option was Dalton. I like Dalton. The problem is with Deontay with a potential re-injury risk to the groin and without Adam Thielen, his ceiling could be hurt by, Leggett and Jonathan Mingo, who they'll be leaning on. And they're not exactly good. Let's see. giving you the nuanced answers. We have 15 minutes. So yeah, Purdy, they like way over Dalton. Obviously, no shocker there. And then Baker. I trust Pat Thorman with his pacing and his projections. They still have Purdy ranked at number 12. They're saying Purds. I like Baker, but total offensive efficiency with Trent Williams. Trent Williams is playing; he's not missing. So Purdy becomes a much better play. If Trent Williams was out, I'd lean Baker. Cole saying I can't decide between Jauan Jennings or J.K. Dobbins. Easy decision, J.K. Dobbins. Ryan Goodrich saying start 2. Kirk Cousins, Jordan Love, Andy Dalton. It's Andy Dalton and Jordan Love. Next question. If I answered your question, please hit that like, please hit that sub. Of course, brother. Hey, good luck in your matchups. It's a war of attrition at this point. We'll take any win and we'll take any not losing players. I appreciate y'all. Hit that like, hit that sub if I helped you out and answered your question. OC from Twitter asking JSN, Flowers, or Debo start. Ooh, this is a good question. I mean, if Debo's playing, you have to play Debo. So it's Debo and Flowers. Let's check the Debo news. I don't remember. I could have sworn he was expected to play per Adam Schefter last night. Yeah, saying he plans to play against the Patriots. And it's hard to trust. Like I'm chasing the ceiling of Debo over JSN until we get more affirmation that he's not just a volatile play, right? I mean, this is definitely a week where he hits, but the trust, yeah, it's Debo 10 spots higher than JSN, so it's Flowers and Debo. Jono Evans from Twitter, half PPR, pick one from Garrett Wilson, Debo, or Jennings. Woof. Well, now that like Kittle's back, Debo plans to play, Jennings is off the table. I'm sorry. Like, he's not, that's a desperation type of play at this point. It's between Garrett Wilson and Debo for me, with Debo with the calf. I lean Garrett Wilson. I'm pretty sure expert consensus is going to disagree with me with the fear of Patrick Surtain and the pacing. Oh, I'm pleasantly wrong. You should have PPR, right? Garrett Wilson ranked as the 12th best play in Debo at 15. You gotta just play Garrett Wilson, and this is gonna be as JJ Zachariason noted, this is gonna be a brutal like 4 or 5 game stretch of past defenses. But his quarterback is Aaron Rodgers, so I think you gotta go Garrett Wilson. If Debo wasn't playing, Jennings would be more interesting. If Kittle wasn't playing, Jennings would be more interesting. Hard to see how much his playing time is gonna be. Thank you. Damn, hit all of them. 10 minutes to spare. So we got 10 minutes for your last minute start sits. Cranking them out. Crazy week we got. 1-to-1 ratio of watchers to likes. Crushing it. This has been the most poppin' Sunday start sit show. Which is not surprising because we had an onslaught of late week injuries and surprise actives and surprise practices. Fucking wild. All right. For the people, I will stay live for 10 more minutes for any last minute panic picks advice. And then we'll pull up let's see. Refreshing to check any last minute stuff. Also, just want to remind the good folks, if you're not already on Underdog Fantasy, hop in, because every day, every week, they've got special bonuses. If you're not on, you can get up to 1,000 bonus cash dollars in your bank account on UnderdogFantasy.com. I don't know why I'm talking like a goddamn Cajun cowboy. In your account for signing up with promo code Sanctuary. I'm all out of questions. I am just rock and rolling, Popinski. Likely Kraft or Muth in full PPR. I mean, it's likely. We'll note that little sharp birdies shared that the slot versus Buffalo set up for the best matchup, and in the first couple weeks, Andrews ran the most slot routes, and the tight end's likely to get the worst matchup. That said, Baltimore's going to get absolutely fucking skull fucked this week, so they're going to be in catch-up mode. You can't start Kraft right now, so it's Muth or Likely, and at this point, you have to start Likely. It's not even close. Howdy, Historical. How's it going? It is Johnny Wilson week. Yeah, I will not be surprised if Johnny Wilson outproduces Jahan Dotson at all. Jahan Dotson has played like absolute ass. Sirianni saying that Dotson is the most stylistically similar to Devonta Smith. But he's got one of the worst yards per route run and yards on the season of any wide receiver. It's bad. At this point, it should just be the Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert game. Johnny Wilson looked pretty interesting in preseason, so yeah, Johnny Wilson totally. Thad saying the Muth, I mean, pass volume wise, matchup wise, and quality of player wise, I don't know how you start Muth over that, rather than you're just saying a prayer at that point. But it's tight end, so whoever catches a touchdown matters. I'm sorry, dude. Y'all's pass defense is so bad right now, and the Bills are like the top team in EPA per play, and they've got it on the ground, they've got it in the air, with Shakir being like legit. So it's just been bad. Geek Mill saying any hope for Waddle this week? The hope is that Snoop Huntley is better than Skylar Thompson. I think that's fair and real. That's as good as it got. The guy that just signed off the street is probably a better quarterback than what they had. Still not a good quarterback. But we've seen him feed guys like Andrews previously. So Waddle's a good player, and I mean, I'm sorry, that's all I got, man. it's bleak as long as Tua's out, and they don't have like a Flacco or a Dalton, in the wings. I'm shocked you're a Dotson guy. All right, Jay Loading says, got 2 questions for my half PPR guillotine league. Oof. Well, congrats on making it out of the first 3 weeks, first of all. Tucker Kraft or Elijah Higgins? Elijah Higgins. And then Rashid Shaheed or Michael Wilson? That's a good question. Michael Wilson in his matchup is tasty as fuck. McBride is out. So there's going to be more targets available. Do you want to start 2 Ravens versus Washington? Or Cardinals? I mean, it seems fine. I lean Shaheed because his role's been awesome and Olave is coming into the game banged up. I'll check expert consensus to check my vibes based. I mean, just from a projections and pacing standpoint, I'm sure they're going to agree with me. Yeah, it's not even close. Shaheed over Michael Wilson. I understand guillotine league, and in that point, you're looking for a little bit of combo floor and ceiling. And it's weird to say Shaheed's got a better floor, but like he was like 3 or 4 drop balls last week from like another awesome week. So yeah, I would. And Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave are like doing this every 2 to 3 weeks. So it's Higgins with at least. He said he was in. The team said there was going to be more workload on Higgins with McBride out. If that's 2 or 3 targets, that's about the same as Tucker Kraft in a better matchup. Could be more. So yeah, it's going to be Higgins and Rashid Shaheed. Trust in the Shaheed. Should be a good game. I won't be able to hear shit, so I'll probably be back there. I mean, does he have to hear shit when he's just like getting a run around the pocket all day and just zip it down? All right, we got 4 minutes. Let me get these questions. Smoky Mike, if I answer your question, please hit the like, please hit the sub. Super helps out our channel on our road to 4K. And I'm helping you. I'm giving you everything you want. You know what I'm saying? Start one, Shakir, Jason, Waddle. Shakir, next question. Super great matchup. He's been very efficient. It's another pass funnel. Let's keep it going. CD Smitty says start one, Ford Dobbins, Adunze. It's Dobbins or Adunze without knowing. I'm assuming half PPR. God. Dobbins' role is awesome. His matchup's tough. And Odunze's matchup is nice. He's starting to kind of break out. Expert consensus says Dobbins. It's not surprising at all because the projectable volume. Yeah, Thorman has him in like a total different stratosphere. So expert consensus is Dobbins. I like Odunze a lot this week, but he would have been better without Keenan. So I think you got to go Dobbins and just hope for the workload. Good luck. Good luck. The Gollard asking pick 2, McLaurin, Akers, Hubbard, Lockett, full PPR. It's Hubbard and it's McLaurin. Good luck. Give me all you want. Jordan Love or AR? Jordan Love, Smoking Mike. All your hugs and kisses to her. Give me all your loving. Don't let up until you cool. I love when my vibes and my understanding of the slate agree with expert consensus. Wild to see AR ranked at 15 this week, but Dolphins has just been bad right now. 3 minutes till kickoff, answering everyone's questions like a goddamn alpha. Good luck, everyone, in your matchups. Don't sweat it. It's only 4 weeks. Lots of chaos to both wreck our asses and vault us to the top. Don't lose sight of the long season. All right. I wish I had like a countdown. It's like dun, 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 dun. Just ticking down. 2 minutes ago. I'll wrap it up here. Appreciate everybody for asking your questions. I think we got everything everyone had. Appreciate everyone and the support. We was popping. We helped everybody out. Good luck in your matchups, everybody. I'll see you again this week, next Friday, for Battle Royale, Best Ball Resurrection, Pick'ems, Start Sits, and then I'll be back next Sunday right here, same place, same time, to give you last-second advice so that we can win our matchups and win some fucking money and some fucking respect. All right. Peace out, everybody. Good luck. Enjoy your Sundays, everybody. Much love, much appreciation for supporting. Good luck. Go enjoy some football. Let's score some damn points today.